the Bears have a decision to make regarding quite a few players who are eligible for a possible extension heading into next season. This list includes T. Cole Kmet, W.R. Darnell Mooney, W.R. Chase Claypool, D. Travis Gibson, and C.B. Jaylon Johnson. The team will likely let at least one if not a couple of these players walk and or be traded. It's a business after all. So, one of the more fascinating decisions to monitor is how the Bears handled Jaylon Johnson. He is a very good cornerback in the NFL, but his lack of takeaways might be the difference in him landing a big-time contract extension. The Bears blog's new editor-in-chief, Robert Schmitz, might have figured out a fair solution for both the Bears and Johnson. Welcome to Chicago Bears News Channel. Robert is throwing out a deal that will allow Jaylon Johnson to not only secure almost $18 million in guaranteed money but also a chance to reset the cornerback market when he turns 26. The most important thing in this discussion is how does Johnson view himself? If you were to ask me, I believe JJ thinks he's a top 10 cornerback and wants to be compensated like one. However, with the injury concerns and the lack of turnovers I mentioned earlier, I don't see Ryan Poles dishing out a big-time deal for Johnson. I am a numbers guy, and when you take a look at Jaylon's, they don't necessarily jump out at you. Especially when you compare them to Green Bay Packers cornerback Jaire Alexander, who is the highest-paid cornerback in the NFL. Again, Jaylon Johnson just isn't at that elite tier yet. But the opportunity that Robert presented will allow Johnson the time to prove that he can be an elite guy at his respective position. Personally, I'd hate to see Johnson leave. I'd even be willing to pay him just a bit more at 2 years, $28 million total with $19 million guaranteed. He plays corner at a high/consistent level that is not the easiest to find or replace. And if you take him off this current roster, the cornerback room would be talked about in the same way edge is now. But the numbers have to align with his market value, and I am not sure where that honestly falls. If there is one thing we do know, it's Poles likely has a number in mind, and he will stick to it. Just ask Roquan Smith. Who do you think JJ worth it? I would love to know what you think about it. See ya.